What's up, everybody? So today's Zoom is about to be about everything dispo, and we're gonna talk about how you go about, vetting your buyers, locating your buyers, going ahead and proceeding on with the transaction, so on and so forth, and we just basically move on forward from there, right? So, okay, I'm gonna start sharing my screen over here so you guys get a. Oh, there it is. Okay, so here it is. So, what is dispo? Dispositions is basically the act of, getting rid of a contract. So you're selling the contract off, and that's basically what dispo is. And it's super, super important because we could get all the contracts in the world, but if we can't sell them and move them, right, then what good are they, right? So, so yeah, so we got to definitely just start understanding the buyer's perspective, right? So I like to do is jump into the buyer's seat. And every time I buy a property myself, I like to think about, okay, what's everything that's going on in my head, right? So as far as buying, my main thing is going to be all the expenses and then my funding. Those are the two biggest things for me, right? The types of buyers, right? There's going to be all different kinds of buyers out there. Like, I put down fix and flip, buy and hold, hedge funds, etc. Right? And then, we're gonna have to definitely understand what buyers look for in a deal as well. And three, qualifying a buyer, right? So it's gonna be massive, massive, massive for qualifying. But let's start off with, what these buyers are looking for in a deal. Because we already know like all these other buyers, right? The types of buyers, whether they're fix and flip, buy and hold, hedge funds, etc. Right? Are you guys familiar with all of them?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Have you guys ever like tried dispoing a deal or
no,
yourself in that seat a little bit or no?
no.
No? Okay. All right, so this is gonna be like massive amount of value and information for you guys. So basically what buyers are gonna look for in a deal is all the expenses like I mentioned earlier. And what the expenses are gonna be is anywhere from here. We could actually start writing it down. So the expenses are gonna be your purchase price, right? You're gonna be your rehab. It's gonna be your holding costs. So when you buy a property, you're gonna have to hold it, right? You're gonna have to pay all the utilities. There's gonna be very few, but you're still gonna have to pay them. You're gonna have to pay for taxes. Big thing. Some investors, like they're buying complete cash, don't worry about, but you should worry about always is insurance and making sure your insurance is top notch and able to actually cover all the money you put into the property, just in case there's a fire happening, just in case there's a flood happening, like a hurricane or something like that, right? So you always want that, right? So holding costs, and one of the biggest things is going to be paying off your principal and your interest for all of your funding that you got, because most of these buyers they're going to be borrowing money. Yes, they're going to pay cash. They're going to come to close with cash, right? But they're most times getting this cash from other people. Because let's say, for example, Malachi or Atalia, you guys basically, save up 100, 200 grand from your first year of wholesale, right? With that 100 or 200 grand, you're going to spend some of that money back into your business, into wholesaling. But let's say if you want to take on one of those wholesale deals yourself, or you want to basically buy and hold them, or even fix and flip one of them, right? Um, let's say you set aside 50,000 to the side, right? Or maybe 100,000 to the side. Instead of you buying in a really beat down, rundown area and you found a deal for literally like 30, 40K and you're buying that deal and then you're spending the rest of your money fixing it up and then using credit cards to do the rest of the fix up, wouldn't it be crazy? What a crazy idea is if you borrowed money to buy those fix and flips, right? Instead of doing one job, you can go ahead and now with that same 50 to 100K, you can go ahead and buy 3 to 4 houses at all one time. And then your lender will go ahead and cover your rehab budget as well. Wouldn't that be a game changer, right? So
Yeah,
it gives you a perspective on why these guys that are investors borrow money, even though they have a good amount of money just chilling in a safe. You know what I mean? And safe meaning the bank account. You know, so leverage is a big thing in real estate. You guys all know that. But for buying fix and flips and cash properties, it's also a great thing, right? We're gonna get into private money and all that stuff in a later day, but this is just to give you guys an understanding of some of the costs that are associated. And when I even underwrite a deal, I always incorporate holding costs, and this is what I'm talking about. Because every month, along with taxes, insurance, um, utilities, you're also getting your payments for your mortgage that you just took out, right? Your personal, I mean, your private debt associated to this property, you know. So those are some of the expenses that some of these buyers are basically going to go ahead and incorporate. So now you basically know how to run the numbers more effectively when you know all these all these expenses associated with the deal, right? Now, as far as a buyer goes and qualifying them is going to also be very, very important. But one last thing before I move on is the expenses, right? If you can understand what kind of buyer they are, now you know exactly what kind of expenses they're running. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Right? Because look, think of it this way: if it's a hold buyer, right, buy and hold, he's not going to go high end on the rehab. He's going to do minimal job because he's about to rent it out to people anyways, and he's going to go ahead and turn it around and refi the property. So his rehab cost is going to be much lower than the fix and flipper, who's going to make it look all nice, shiny, and beautiful to put on the market. Make sense?
Yeah.
Right? Because think of it this way. Let's say if you make a project and you're a holder, right? Give me a sec. So imagine you're a buy and hold investor, right, Malachi? Why wouldn't you want to make it all nice and pretty?
Because it won't sell as much.
No, so you're a buy and hold, so you're not even about to sell it. You're about to
Yeah.
just keep it and rent it, right?
My
You're still gonna fix it up, right? Just to make sure like some people can live in there and you could attract, quality tenants. But why aren't you gonna go ahead and put freaking, marble in the kitchen compared to like your fix and flip? Why are you just gonna go with some cheaper materials in your rentals compared to your fix and flip?
just hurry up and get the property ready.
Well, that
Yeah.
and you're gonna have renters in there. They're gonna destroy the place regardless. So you need any kind of cost effective material, right? So you
Right.
need to spend as little as possible on those rentals and make some sort of profit. Versus the fix and flip, you need to go ahead and showcase that on the open market. And you need to get the highest and best that anyone would pay for it. And how is a person supposed to give highest and best, right? It has to with a crappy material and crappy labors, or best materials and best quality as far as labor goes.
You would want to redo it to get the best and highest for the nicest.
Exactly. So you're
Yeah.
gonna all out on the rehab, right? Rehab and material.
Yep.
So yeah, so that basically gives you an idea. Like if you're about to sell to, you know, the type of buyer, it's gonna definitely make a drastic difference. If you're gonna go ahead and sell to a fix and flipper, you're gonna want the property at a more deeper discount compared to a buy and hold investor in a buy and hold area. You can go a little bit higher on the price because the guy's not about to put a ton of money into the property. He just his end goal is just to go ahead and lipstick on a pig, put something nice in there, fix everything that's bad in the property, turn it around, and then keep it going. Rent it out and go move on to the next one. Refi and repeat, right?
Yeah.
So that's the big thing. How to qualify a buyer. Now it all it's all about to mix and mash together. So what I do for qualifying a buyer is thinking backwards, right? So when I go hop on the phone with this guy, say, "Hey, how's it going, Mr. Buyer? I have a couple of properties in the area. If you're possibly interested in taking on another one, I know that you do a lot of business here." And then he'll say yes or no. If he says yes, and be like, "Great, fantastic." Quick question. I mean, it got me super curious. how do you usually end up closing on these properties? You're buying so many. It's like you're kind of made out of money or something. And I turned it into a joke, right? And now
Yeah.
I find out how he's buying. So now I know what he's about to use. Full blown cash, hard money, right? If he's gone to his bank and he got some different kind of loan terms, loan options and stuff like that. Now we just get an idea, right? Because there's a million private money lenders out there or hard money lenders, and they all have different terms, right? So then I after that I go ahead and try to find out how many deals he's done in the previous 10, 12 to 24 months, so 1 to 2 years. I see what kind of deals he's taking on, right? I just get straight to my deal after that. Tell him all the nitty gritty about the deal, and let's see if he's interested or not. If he is, then I start asking him questions again. This is me verifying even a step further after that. And I basically tell him, oh, okay, so you're coming in with hard money. Great. Is there any contingencies? So I ask him if there's any sort of appraisal contingencies. Hard money comes with a lot of appraisals, right? Appraisals and inspections. And the thing we're working with or here on the wholesale side of things is quick and just speed and convenience, right? Right. You guys are basically winning over these contracts, providing that, right, at a lower price.
Yeah.
Right.
But what are you guys basically saying? Like, what are some of the hooks that you guys are using to hook them in into getting, under contract with you over someone else that's giving a higher price, maybe on open market?
Sell faster. No agent fees and stuff like that.
We pay all closing costs.
Okay. Nice. Nice. And all that's going to be possible only with an investor, right?
Yeah.
So then I go ahead and ask him all of that. How long is your lender basically going to take to close on this deal? Is there anything that's going to come in the middle of us not possibly being able to close this deal? Ask them not to. And then I asked them, what are all the things that you're going to need in order to get to the closing table? What kind of inspections? What kind of appraisals? Or is there anything that you do like that? Because I have other buyers that are cut, trying to basically come in cash, complete cash, but they're wanting a little bit of a lower price. So I basically tell him that, hey, look, I got other people also wanting this property to add some pressure on his side, right? And
Yeah.
then basically ask him like what kind of things are going to come up in the middle of this entire process. So now I'm also telling him that I got other guys that I don't have to deal with anything like this. So now he's going to try to fight for this deal because most good buyers and fix and flippers are always looking for the next project, right? So they're going to do their all to get this one. And then now I can negotiate some better terms where he can use a different lender or something. Oh, I got this guy, Steve. He'll lend me money and he'll lend me money without even inspections, right? But he's a little higher of a number that he's going to charge me for interest. So now, like, you're negotiating because these guys got different lenders. Like for me, for example, I have a whole business stack card and in my contacts as well of different lenders I could use. Some are higher, some are lower. Some charge different fees in the back end, some don't. Some people's some guys terms are a lot longer, some guys are shorter. All different kinds of differences between lender to lender. So definitely want to ask them. So basically, for their money, what they use, what kind of setbacks are going to be in place, and then the last thing I'm going to want to ask for is, I tell him, like if I still don't believe that much into him, then I just ask for a proof of funds, right? But usually, if I get this far, I've built up enough rapport and understanding that this guy does a lot of business in the area where I don't really care for a proof of funds because this guy got like the track record behind him to back everything up he's doing, right? And most of the times when people ask me for a proof of funds, it's kind of annoying, man. It's like, dude, you see all these rentals I have, you see like, all these projects I've just done, and you've already looked them up. Why are you asking me for a proof of funds? Like, do you not see all these projects I'm already doing? You think I just do them for free? Like, you think people just like, how do you think I got the money to do those? You don't think I have the money to do this one? See, sometimes it pisses people off. So I try
Yeah.
to go ahead and, qualify these guys as much as I can like this prior to the fact where I don't have to ask them out. And if I really do, then I'll ask them, who cares? They're looking for a deal and it is what it is. So that's pretty much it as far as qualification goes.
Yeah.
So I try to make sure that these guys aren't wholesalers. Last thing you want to do is give these guys your deal and they end up being wholesalers and they try to daisy chain your deal, right?
Yeah.
And they do all that nonsense. And when it comes to closing, it's a giant mess. So I just, from the get go, hey, you're not a wholesaler, right? Because this contract isn't even assignable. I make sure that they know that. Like, if you go under contract with me, you're F. Like, you're either having to close, you're not going to be able to assign this at all, whatsoever. So, if you are a wholesaler, just be upfront with me. Because if you are, I'm open to working with you. I just need to see that you have a decent cash buyer right now. And then I need you to go ahead and verify and show me all these things. Right? So that's how I even work out. But I make sure they're not wholesalers. And if they are, and if they have an end buyer, who cares? Just take it,
Yeah.
Give the guy a few $1,000s or something. So next one, building a cash buyers list. Importance of a strong buyers list. You basically already know. If you have a solid buyer, how much more confidence are you going to have? And for, setting the deal up, running the numbers, because now you know how that buyer buys, what numbers he buys at. And you also know that you have a guarantee of, like, exiting this entire deal. So strategies of finding cash buyers, there's public records. Talia, you're working on that right now, right? But for
Yeah.
the side, right? So the same exact thing for buyers. Um, I use PropStream, and I've recently just started using InvestorLift, and I'll be more than happy to help you guys out with that as well. Um, Networking events, I've met tons of buyers at my networking events, out for New Jersey. Um, but it's like kind of like a waste of time almost. Uh, the the results aren't being provided relatively quick. With networking events, it takes quite some time for those results to actually come through because relationships take a long time. So if you're not in it for the long haul and you need money today, I wouldn't really spend your time at all on networking events. I made it to a point where I just don't go to them at all anymore, unless it's to support a friend or something. Um, Social media and online platforms, this thing is big. This one right here, this is massive. Almost like 90% of all my buyers come from Facebook. Legit. Like, it's super, super, super important. And social media, um, I post all the time, but seriously, Facebook is game changing. I would like literally just keep going with Facebook, man. Facebook has like brought me so many results that it's friggin' incredible. And real estate meetups, just the same thing as networking events. Instead of this, we just put Facebook. Now, another one that I would actually recommend for cash buyers is going to be real estate agents. So these guys, they're already selling properties to these guys, right? These real estate agents that are high performing, they got the biggest and baddest buyers in any given area. Well, in their own market, in their back freaking pocket. They're ready to go. So if you're even looking for deals and, just different markets that you're not really, aware of or have done business in the area of, I would first point of contact would be for reaching out to real estate agents is PropStream. Basically, you can go on the comparables for PropStream and you can save a list and you can basically filter out real estate agents as well. So now you're going to get the real estate agent that sold the comp in your area for the deal that you have, and they're going to give their phone number and email address as well. So that's like freaking fascinating and it's incredible. Like that's what I always do. I just reach out to some of these real estate agents. I offer them a flat fee, and I tell them if it's anything over this price, then I'll give you a percentage on top, and I'll take care of you. And then you go ahead and negotiate that flat fee. You'd be like, hypothetically, if I go ahead and go to close and you provide me with the buyer, everything goes nice and smooth. What are you actually looking to get out of the deal? I want to make sure that you are paid, and I want to make sure that your time is worthwhile. And then now this is how you earn the respect back because now you know that you're looking out for them too, right?
Yeah.
So that's that. And then maintaining and segmenting your list. So once you have like a decent list of buyers, I just like send them a text message once in a while, like send them an email, give them a call sometime, be like, hey, how's it going, man? Have you found any deals in this area? What are you doing so far? What's going on? How's your business model looking like? Just chop it up, be friends with them, and they'll let you know, hey, man, it's been super slow in this market, but guess what? I actually started buying in North Carolina, and now you're like, oh crap, now he's a buyer in North Carolina too. You know what I mean? Like you become boys with these people to the point where you get a deal and you just, hey man, I got another deal. It's exactly what you were looking for. Cool. Send me the details. Let me buy it. Like then it could just start being like phone calls. Every deal I do, every buyer I have in my pipeline that has done business with me, I save their number in my contact. And then like, let's say if there's New Year's, I go ahead and text them New Year's. Sometimes I give them a call. I just check up on how things are going. How'd that rental turn out, man? The one that I sold you. How'd that go? Blah, blah, blah. If there's any setbacks, they'll tell you. If there was things that basically came up that weren't expected, they'll tell you. These are all things now you're going to start learning more and more because you're learn off of them, right? So you'll even learn because as these things are happening to them, they're correcting their numbers too. So this way you can correct your numbers. Let's say if like they ran numbers a little too high and they bought your deal and whatever happened, cool. And now they're losing money. They're losing money. You're not. But now you're learning for free off of their loss, right?
Yeah.
So now what happens is, let's say if that guy lost money, now I know, oh, next time, oh, if there's a septic tank that needs to be replaced, I know exactly how much it costs because I know my boy just literally spent this much in losses because he didn't calculate this in there. Make sense?
Yep.
So again, it helps you out with your rehab and everything, and it helps you get better deals too. So that's that. And then some of these guys will actually hook you up with their other friends that have other flipping companies and stuff in other areas. So it just makes your network just super strong and just more and more broader. Um, Marketing your deal effectively. So crafting an irresistible package. You guys already know, like I'd like to go ahead and get as many pictures as possible. And the better pictures, it's better for the buyer to understand exactly what's wrong with the property, exactly what he's going to have to do, and exactly how much he can actually come in with. So that's main. The more pictures you get, on an average, I know in Investor Lift they said if you get professional pictures, it's like 15% higher assignment fees. Um, but I don't know how legitimate that really is. I would just try to get as many pictures and as the best quality pictures as you possibly can get it. And then give them all the details that you can possibly give them with the property. This way, they don't have to do much work. They click a button, they open this thing up, and they're like, okay, this is the property, this is the rehab, this is the ARV, these are the comps, these are the pictures, this is the repairs. These are some of the quotes from the repairs in the area. They just like literally flip and see all this stuff. And they know if it's a deal or not by just looking at this. And if it is a deal, then they go ahead and verify all those things. Make their lives simple. They want to buy. You just got to help them buy. You know what I mean? Because like think of it like you're at a mall, right? But imagine instead of like showcasing the freaking new Nike sneakers or the new J's that came out, imagine they hide them in the back closet and you have to know that they got a pair and you have to reach out to them. How many less sales are they going to get compared to if they showcase it right in the front glass? That hey, look, we got these new like I don't know golden moment sevens or something that just came out, and then boom, they put them in the front. Like now you know, oh, those are dope. Let me go in, let me try them on, you know what I mean? Same thing
Yep.
with this. And I know a lot of people they'll do this stuff like SMS campaigns, email, Facebook, um, investor websites. You could do all those things. Um, what's worked best for me was just being one on one with these buyers. And then I have done email blasts. Nothing really resulted out of those. SMS campaigns, I haven't ran them for buyers forever, like ever. Um, and Facebook groups. So Facebook groups and marketplaces and investor websites. I've tried all those and they work fantastic. SMS could work great as well. Fantastic as well. I just haven't done it. I know a few people that actually do it and it is good. Um, I know everything works except the email blast, but I may just not be good at email blast. I'm gonna put my ego to the side and I'll just let you guys know, like I might be just booty at email, right?
Yeah.
Because it works, bro. Like I've heard of other people doing email blasts, and it works, and it makes sense why it works too. Think of all like the high executives and the CEOs. They check their email every day. Like my wife, for example, should never ever check her email, right? When I was 17 or 18, I never checked my email ever in my life. But then the minute I basically got into business and I know that people are actually sending me emails, I could get an email from a bank today. I might get an email from my title company for closing. I might get like so many different things. I gotta check my email every day. And these other executives are the same exact way, right? So they take their emails super serious. Like some of these guys will answer the email before their text because they're always on the computer working, right? So it works. It's just you got to be techie enough to make it work. Is I guess my understanding of it. But if one of you guys ever figure that out and like be really good at it, I have all the software too. I have my guy, basically gonna be learning email blasts, and we're gonna try it out. So I'll let you guys know how it goes. But if any of you guys figure it out before me, that'd be awesome. Like I could have you guys up on the showcase teaching it.
Yeah.
Um, but I'll let you guys know. But Facebook, as soon as I get deals, I put it on Facebook. Only if I sign memorandums, then I put it on Facebook and other places. But if I don't, then I still put it on Facebook, just not the address. I'll verify the buyer and then I'll give him the address. So he doesn't try to go behind my back and cut me out and start this whole another drama. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's that. So negotiating with buyers, setting, the right asking price. Here's the thing with buyers, like a lot of new dispo people, they always confuse it. They'll be like, "Oh, let me just jack up my price a little bit so they have room to negotiate." No, you're gonna scare them off. Like usually, if you send me a deal in my area and I know all the numbers like front and back, sometimes like I don't negotiate because I'm just like, that's a wicked price that they're asking. Because I in my head I'm like, oh, they probably got it under contract like 5, 10 grand lower than what they're asking. But sometimes these guys got it lower, like 40 grand lower, and they jack up the price like crazy. Like, don't do that. Make it realistic, you know, and then make it to the point where it at least attracts their eyeball and makes it appealing, right? That's why, Talia, you've seen like, I like to say super conservative with my numbers. I jack up everything just so I can make that price look super attractive to my end buyers. Like,
Yeah.
my sellers might not appreciate that, but that's not what our business is about. We're not here
Yeah.
to provide them the best offer ever. I mean, the best price ever. It's supposed to just be for the best speed, convenience kind of offer. So that's that. And then, like I said, understanding their psychology. So just put yourself in their shoes, right? Imagine like you're about to buy, and then work everything backwards. So I'm gonna run a little quick game with you guys. Talia, you go first. Let's say if I gave you 100 grand today, and you're set to go buy your first deal, your first fix and flip. You already know I taught you just now that you're going to
Yeah.
be borrowing money, right?
Yeah.
So how would you look for deal, and what would be most important to you?
I mean, the most important thing would probably be the after repair costs and how much it costs to get it there, how much the rehab is to get it to that, and how much money is spent on the deal, how
Okay,
long it would take. Like you said, it costs holding it every single month.
exactly. Nice. Um, you said comps too, right?
No, I mean that is one of them though. Yeah, comps. Yeah.
Okay. So comps is like very, very important. I was actually just thinking about buying a deal right now, like maybe 2 hours prior to this phone call, to this, Zoom call. And one of the biggest things I was looking at was the comps, right?
Yeah.
And one of the biggest things is the sale of the comp, right? So I want to look at the comps and see how long it took to sell because that will affect my holding costs, right? Because
Yeah.
let's say if it after I finish the entire rehab, it takes another 3 months to just be on market before I even get a buyer. That's gonna hit my holding costs pretty heavily, right?
Yeah.
So that's gonna affect my numbers, but that's also gonna affect my buying choice as well. Because now I'm gonna be like, okay, should I buy this deal that's going to sit on the market for like 3, 4 months, or should I buy one that I can fix up, flip, and move on to the next one right away? Because now my money's being held there. Not only that I'm like, spending all this money in holding costs all over again, but I'm stuck there until it sells. So I want a fast-paced market where I can fix it up, get a showcase ready, put it on the market, find a buyer in 2 weeks to a month, put them in there, get them approved, and then close in another month, and then we're set to go. Right?
Yeah.
So that's you know looking at things from my perspective or any kind of buyer's perspective. So just have all those different things. So um, all their risks, and then weigh them against the reward and see how it looks, right? And this will also help you in locking up the deals in better areas as well. I know, like, I've been talking to you guys, like, hey, in a lot of the better areas, the competition is higher. Um, but you really got to take just the comps will literally tell you everything you need to know, right? So that's a big thing. And also negotiating with the buyers when you know all these things that they're looking for, you could use it against them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You could be like, no, I know my deal is about to sell this much. I know my deal is about to sell in this much amount of time. I know I have just this much amount of work into the deal that needs to be done. I've thought about even taking this one on myself because it's so good. I would love to go down 5K with you, but I truly can't. I have two other people also waiting. You know what I mean? So like you gotta use all the stuff that you know
Yeah.
about them and use it against them, right? And then so that's the same thing. I was basically putting it down here, creating urgency without being pushy, right? Um, so the handling of objections and concerns, you guys are gonna get the idea of it from just understanding it. So once you really just understand them clearly, the rest, like you don't have to even teach nobody this. Like you guys will just like naturally do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Uh, so yeah, and then creating urgency, I always basically tell them like, hey, look, I got other buyers looking at this thing right now too. I got 3 offers. We're just pending and seeing on who comes higher. And then they're always gonna say how much did they come in, and you'd be like, come on, man, I can't give you up my cards. Come on, I know you're not new to this. I'm not new to this either. And then I just, I laugh about it and I just don't tell them. I'll be shooting myself in the foot if I told you that, you know, and and I'd be like, I'll tell you what, if you make your terms good, even if someone else came in higher, I'll work with you. So tell me, what can you do? I just don't tell them nothing, and I'd be super cool and friendly with them, and I get them to tell me exactly what they could possibly do without me giving up my price. And if you're really boys with them, then like you're gonna have to tell them the reason. Be like, come on, bro, we've been boys for this long, and now you pulling up with me with this. You know what I mean? So, so that the assignments versus double close, you got to know if it's an assignable contract or not, and you got to know if your buyer is like down for double closing or not. And then the pros and cons, right? So you guys know when to double close and when not to.
When the assignment fee's like outrageous.
Yeah, if the assignment fee's outrageous, yeah, you got to double close on that. Because imagine Talia's about to, let's say that you guys about to partner up. Let's say Talia and Malachi about to sell me a deal that's like 100K assignment. Honestly, me, like, as long as it's a good deal, by the way, keep this on the side. I don't care. You guys make your money. You know what I mean? Whether it's like $1 million, I don't care. As long as I make my numbers look good on my end, I don't care what you guys make. You guys make more money than me. I don't care. Um, but other people, they're stingy. They're super stingy, and they always look into your freaking pockets, and it's stupid. Reason why I don't care is because I'm a wholesaler myself. I understand the game. I know how hard it is to find these deals. So if you really did your freaking work, great, and you landed on a slam dunk, bro, congrats. I'll be celebrating with you, bro. Like at close, we're about to go open up a champagne bottle for your success too.
Yeah.
Like that's crazy. But most of these guys aren't like that. And for them, And even the seller, like imagine you sold a home and you find out like this guy made like nearly like 50 to 100K off of me right now. I would feel sick. I'd be like, what? That'd
Yeah.
be crazy,
Yeah.
right? So forget the buyer, like the seller is gonna be freaking just done. He's gonna be like, what the hell just happened? So for sure, double close on those kinds of scenarios. If you guys ever need, I have double closers. Not double closers. I have lenders that will assist on double closing. I'm not gonna make a penny or anything off of it. They're just good people to me. So like I'll throw them to you guys. It helps you guys. It helps him. Also, I'm gonna make a video about the lender I use, maybe like tomorrow, and then I'll do a couple more. Um, Again, not making any kind of money. It's just that I use him for so long, and he goes up above and beyond for working with me, and he's just done me so well that I'd love to share him to the rest of the world to help him and help everyone else as well. Um, that's about it. Also, you need to find a title company that's gonna be able to work with double closings. Sometimes you could do blank HUDs, but do you guys know what a blank HUD is?
Are
No.
they like only one side? They can't see the other side of what you make, so it's kind of like blurred out.
Exactly. That's exactly what it is. So, Malachi, do you know what a HUD is?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So it's a settlement statement, right? It has
Okay.
all your expenses and all your credits and what people are gonna walk away with, everything broken down, right? There's a seller side and then there's the buyer side. With a blank HUD, one of them is just gonna be completely blank, right? So if you're the buyer, you're just gonna see the buyer side. And if Aaliyah is the seller, she's only going to see the seller side, right? And it's just going to work that way. Um, yeah. So I actually kind of jumped the gun on the whole choosing the right title company, coordinating with the buyer. So I usually ask the buyer what title company he wants to use, he or she, and we go on from there. If they like, just really um, really like just working with this one specific company that they have all their properties insured by with title insurance. Cool beans, as long as they're super investor friendly, as long as they're wholesale friendly, I don't care. Let's move it on. Ensuring a clean and effective closing. And one of the biggest things that helps me is making email chains with everybody involved except the seller. The seller gets to deal with me specifically. And then if the title company wants the seller to be included, I go ahead and tell them exactly how everything is. Hey guys, this guy does not know that I'm about to make this much money off of him. Don't freaking blow up this entire deal, please. But here's his information. It's because like they're gonna need his info to get a bunch of different things. He's gonna have to sign docs, and sometimes they have to get clean title, and they really need his help to go ahead and take these liens off, whatever the case scenario may be. So you might have to give it to them, but just go ahead and communicate with your title company that hey, look, all these things are happening. Just make sure you don't blow this thing up. I can trust you, right? And in an experienced title company that works with investors and wholesalers, they're going to be able to facilitate everything like super good, right? I have a few different title companies that if you guys ever need as well. I've
Yeah, I was
worked
just gonna ask that. Yeah.
I've worked with multiple, and a few that I have that they're nationwide, so that'll be cool too. And that's about it, guys. That's mainly it. The pitfalls, trying to, I never really had any pitfalls. Oh, all right. Look at this. I have a $53,000 check just hung up on my wall, and here. Let me show you guys. So it says like a void in big giant letters. The main reason why it says that, I don't even know if you guys can. I gotta turn off this blur stuff. I don't even know how to do it right now. Anyways, so it says void in giant letters. All right, it's not about to show, but I had to write it literally void in giant letters in ink, um, because I couldn't even deposit this check. Um, it exceeded the deposit limit in my bank account all over mobile. Like I literally couldn't deposit it. So I like, um, I just prefer wires at this point. I just like the checks to at least like show people that like, look, what I'm doing is legit. I'm not here just like, scamming people or something. Like I'm actually conducting business and we're actually making things happen. So that's why I request checks from title companies. But wires are so much easier. I've always preferred wires better. So I had to basically cancel this check so they can send me a wire for the 53K instead. Um, so yeah, that's one thing that's happened. What else? Um, some of the common pitfalls. Also making sure like, there's no tax liens. Anything that's about to go through is going to be absolutely free and clear title, right? You last thing you want is for your seller or your buyer to have to deal with a bunch of nonsense after they close. That's just stupid. Even if they have title insurance, like it's just stupid. It's going to make you look bad. Hasn't happened to me, but it's something to just keep your mind on. That's it as of right now, as far as like, common pitfalls. I haven't dealt with much other than that. Let's move on forward. Scaling your dispositions process. This is where I'm stuck right now. We're dispoing things, but scaling is like the hardest thing ever because you're basically looking for other people that are as qualified as you are. You could always get, like the follow-ups in marketing, you could always automate, but I don't really suggest that all the way because some people will call you or you call them, they missed your phone call, and then now they call you and you missed their phone call, and then it says some automated message that doesn't even make any sense. Now they're like, "What is this? A robot? Like, what's going on?" So like follow-ups is great and all, with like automated messaging, but it's just not really too worth it as far as like working with buyers go. I would rather have it hands-on. Leveraging VAs, that's amazing. That's like a cheat code, but finding the right VA is like going to hell and back. Um, so that's major. That's where I'm stuck right now. I have like other American dispo guys working with me on commission, but that's it's tough as well. Let's just put it that way. Um, because then you're also teaching people and then their life happens, right? And they're not like completely full time with you. They have other things going because they're commission based, right? At least with the VAs, you're paying them. So like they have to be there every single day, right? No matter what. But then some of them are going to slack off. Some of them are going to absolutely cheat you. They're going to be like sleeping halfway during the day. And you have to sit there and manage them or like, they're going to cheat you. Like I have not had like a single VA that has legit came to work every single day, no matter what, without me watching them. Like I literally have to babysit them. Like there's no other way around it. Or hiring someone else to manage them, which is like the best route. So that's the thing. And then building strong buyer relationships. That's the only way that's going to happen is from you following up with them and actually, maintaining a relationship. So what I said earlier, call them all the time and reach out to them, and make sure that you guys stay boys. And throughout the entire thing, always track your key performance indicators, right? That way you can look at your performance and you can go ahead and tweak things to make things better in your business. So make sure you go ahead and track down, okay, today how many cold calls did I do? Out of that, how many warm conversations came out of that? Out of that, how many you know, possible converted leads came out of that? Um, and then you can track it, and then every single month you could track how many buyers you're starting to build and how many buyers you're starting to add, right? And I also like to see if like these buyers are actively still buying or not. So that way I know to keep marketing to them or not for new opportunities, right? So that's that. Last thing, give me some freaking questions, guys. Hit me with what you got.
Um, Working with cash buyers, do they be trying to like? I heard they're like you said. I mean, I guess you already said it. That they're stingy. and they like if you let it be known like this is your first deal, then like don't let them know that like that's your first deal.
No, I would let them know that. What?
Oh, okay.
Like, think of it this way. Think of a sales guy trying to sell you anything, and they lie through the entire process to you.
Okay.
And think of it this way, that these guys can see through your lies because they've been through where you're trying to go through, right? Like if I know that you've never done a deal, I know you've never done a deal by just talking to you.
Okay.
If you act like you have, you're just gonna make yourself look stupid. And then I'm just gonna be like, I don't even want to work with you. You're just a liar. You just keep lying in my face. But I'm not gonna say that to you because then it's gonna come off rude. And then I just won't take you serious from there. It literally
Okay.
happened to me 3 days ago with the freaking marketing guy. He came to me, he DM'd me, and I answer everybody's DMs. I always do, and I always continue doing it no matter how big I get. This is what, so he marketed me. He made a whole video and talking, and I was like, "Dude, this is pretty impressive. This is awesome. Let me give him a call. Let me talk to him." I start asking him for results, for what kind of results he's gotten his clients, for what kind of leads he's provided. And like I do all the marketing myself, so I know all this crap, right? In and out. So I start asking him. I was like, okay, well, what's the conversion rate? How much are these guys spending in ad spend every month through you, right? And then what kind of ads are you generating? I started asking like a bunch of details and questions. Um, and this kid had no answer to anything. And he was just like, yeah, I just have to look. I just have to check my records. I'm just thinking, I'm like, what records you got to check? How do you not know? That's like asking a wholesaler, hey, bro, how many deals you do this month? How many closed? And then he'll be like, I have to check my records. I don't have my computer in front of me. Like, how do you not know how many deals you just did this month? Like, that makes no sense, right? He's bullshitting, right? Excuse my language, but like that frustrates me the most. Like, if he just told me straight up, hey, bro, like, you be my first client. That's why these terms are so great for you. I'll be like, all right, let's give you a shot. You
Yeah.
know, I'm for more like I'm more than happy to help you elevate. Like that's what I always do for everybody, right? Like me helping out one more person that's not gonna do anything to me. I'll be more than happy to help someone else out. Let's give it a shot. I literally do marketing myself. I can even coach you through it. And if I can build a little like another like Robin for Batman, and then have you run things and take over, I'll be more than happy. I'd love to freaking increase your salary too, and I'll teach you. But instead, he wants to lie straight to my face. So now, like, I just left him on red. Like there's no point in entertaining a guy that just disrespects you. So yeah, don't lie to
Yeah.
these guys. Let them know exactly how it is. Be like, hey man, how's it going? I actually have a great deal in your own backyard, and I would love to actually do some business with you if you're still buying more properties. And then just go from there. You don't have to even tell him that's your first deal. If he asks you, then just go ahead and tell him straightforward. Yeah, man. I've been working for such and such time on finding properties. I finally got one, and I have a partner now. He's been actually walking me through everything. That's how I'm able to do everything, A to Z, all legally, and got everything, done right. All my dots dotted and my T's crossed and everything. And you tell him exactly how it is, and you let him know, like, that your work is not going to be garbage because you're at least being coached by somebody, and you're being walked through A to Z from someone that's doing it right now every day. Now he's gonna respect you. Be like, okay, cool, and he's gonna like want to support you, and be like, all right, hopefully I can do that first deal with you then, because
Yeah.
everybody, like all these buyers, they at one point were a freaking hustler, right? Like hustling their freaking tail off to get this money to actually be able to flip and stuff, right? And they're still hustlers because they don't work a 9 to 5. They don't got any of that. So when they see another hustler and when they see like little version of them in you, bro, it's crazy. You'd be so surprised by what kind of stuff they'll do. They'll trust you, they'll love you, man, and it's just it's game on from there. So be honest. Um, Tell them your story if you have to, and build a relationship with them, and the rest don't matter.
Okay.
Yeah, because if they catch you lying one or two times, they'll just be like, "What else is he lying about? Is this guy or girl like lying about possibly the roof? Are they lying that these windows were just 2 years old or they don't need work? Now I don't even know. Like, they don't know what you're lying or not about, and it's just sketchy, So, Malachi, are you confused on anything?
No, bro, I'm good.
Okay, I got you. Anything else, guys?
I don't
No,
have.
Okay. All right. Well, that's that. I hope like that helped out a lot. That was like A to Z. I wrote everything down to make sure like you guys actually get like the full blown.
Yeah, for sure.
How do I open this up again?
I finally got in touch with Jeremy. He should be calling me tomorrow morning.
Okay.
So I just shot him a text and then he got back. Like
Nice.
fat.
Nice. Jeremy's the guy from PA.
Yeah, that one house with all the pictures and stuff that we had on contract, and then
Cool.
someone offered more.
Cool. 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 Okay. I just lost one today. I was supposed to close one today. That came from the PPC campaign. I
Yeah,
was working with them since like last month, and the guy was literally like, "Yeah, I'm about to, I'm ready to make something happen, like legit tomorrow. Tomorrow being today."
yeah,
And he was like, "I just gotta talk to my wife and discuss things." And then he got an offer at like 110 from a wholesaler that I know it's a wholesaler because no one else is gonna make an offer like that stupid.
yeah,
I ran my numbers back and forth, and the highest I could have possibly even sold it to an investor was for 85K. So I was like, I'm gonna get this guy under contract for like 72K and try to just make 10 grand, and then like that's it. If I can get him lower, then great. If not, it is what it is. And I come in and he's like, "Oh yeah, there's a guy that came in at 100K, 110K." I'm like, that's a wholesaler. And it didn't end up working out. So I'm gonna keep calling him back again and again and again, and see if one, he either locks it up with the other guy, or two, if I can convince him that, hey, look, this guy's just a wholesaler, but he's an inexperienced one. I see this happen time and time again when these guys will lock up the price at anything just to get it under contract. And then they'll price drop like crazy later on, which is a crazy strategy, but that's like a scumbag strategy, you know?
yeah,
Just ruthless. Like you don't care about anybody except yourself. And like, you're just really like, it's bad. It's not good because now you're gonna just look like a scumbag the entire time. You're never ever gonna get referrals that way. Because you're promising speed and convenience, and then you're giving exactly the opposite of that. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Um, so let's see how it turns out. I have some more in the pipeline. Let's see what else we can pop out of these campaigns, and then go from there. You know. So, do you guys have anything else right now? I know you were talking about a couple other leads that you have.
Me?
Yeah, Talia.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I came across somebody today or yesterday, an older dude. Like the deed's not in his name yet, so he said to give him a call back in a couple weeks. Do you know how long that takes? Like I put him in my CRM. It's like 2 weeks out.
The
But
deed. So he's going through title right now, or what's the case
it's
scenario,
going like through probate, and that like it's still in his mom's name.
bro? So honestly, so the last time I went through a probate deal, it ended up taking me like 4 months,
Oh, really?
3 or 4 months. Yeah.
So I
So
stay because I know the list from Westmoreland, and I know how to pull it fast. So I pull it like every week. Like I don't like
where is that? Where's Westmoreland at?
NPA. That's all I know. I don't something like that.
So here's the thing, bro. Main reason why mine took so long is honestly, like you could probably pull like finish probate from start to finish in probably like 3 weeks. Only thing that takes so long is everyone going back and forth with each other.
Yeah.
Oh, we gotta get this signed, but this family member won't freaking pick up her phone. She's not ready to sign. Now she's arguing because she wants some of the deal. Oh,
It's
now we gotta convince her. Huh?
it's just him on it. There's nobody else, so yeah.
And if it's not that, then it's like mailing stuff to the county, them getting it, them approving things, them not getting the mail, and then like it's just a back and forth nonsense. That's
Yeah.
all it is. But it's gonna vary from deal to deal. My deal was a little tricky. Maybe yours is gonna like finish in a month or in like 3 weeks or so. But I'll
That's
just
like that's where I get all my like hot leads from. That's all I stay on because I don't like I market to Facebook and do everything else, but then I hit like a pause where I don't know what else to do.
mm,
So I pull the probate and I give them all a call, and I always end up getting people like Jeremy, the one dude I had on contract. He's from that list. Then today I have another dude in his house like it's like worth 300, but he didn't have time to talk because he was at work, and he wants an offer, and he wants to get rid of it. So like that's where I get my hottest leads from.
all right, bro. So this is what I want you to do. I want you to do anything other than that.
Really?
Nothing. Put
Okay.
all your focus towards it. So this is what I do. Anything that I look at all the marketing channels I got, and then I look at what's providing the most results. It'll be different for everybody. Everyone has their pluses and minuses, right?
Yeah.
Then I look at how much time I have, and then I allocate accordingly towards that. If you have less time, don't do anything other than what is actually working for you right now, right? Only reason why I still have the other marketing channels open, if I can do them, is only if I can do them, right? And if I
Yeah.
can leverage other people to do them, right? But the highest producing campaigns that I have, I will just stick towards that. Like whatever is churning just the most amount of money, most amount of lead flow for me and my business, that's the only thing that I stay focused on. If I got like, I like to always say this, what got you your first deal? Just do freaking 50 times more of that.
So stay
Right?
on probate, stay on that one.
Yes. Yeah. 100%.
Well, it like renews every day. So I've been pulling it for like a
Keep
couple
going.
months.
Keep pulling
So
new
I
ones.
pull the same ones like every day, go through back through the list, the newest one that day,
Yes.
because I keep up with it. Okay.
100%. Pull it every day if you got to. You know, go all out on that. All out. All out. All out until you can make a system behind it, make it fully generating and sustaining without you, and then go open the next one. But don't stop that one until you have like two people working that. They're sending you hot leads whenever they get them, and you're nurturing that campaign, and you're the freaking boss of that campaign. In that market, there's no one better than you at that.
The hardest thing is like I have to go like the whole ABCs. So I have to type in A, then it'll pop up new people, and then I put the date in, and I have to go B, C, like
You
it
know what's
all.
crazy?
So it works though, good.
But you know what's the crazy part? It's gonna work so good to the point where you make so much money off of it, to the point where you're gonna be able to buy your time back, where you never have to do that stupid nonsense ever again. Where you can
Yeah.
go ahead and hire off 5 people if you have to. Hey man, this is your job. You're gonna stick here and do this all day, just pulling these lists. The second guy, you're gonna go ahead and organize these lists all day, every single day. The third guy and the fourth guy, you both, you're gonna team up and cold call like crazy the entire list every single day. You're gonna freaking cold call to the point where you're saying this stuff, this script in your dreams. You're
I
gonna,
would say, I would say like even within a week, I only probably get like 13 people, like new every single week. It's like a good
but
13
it's
to
gonna it's gonna
15.
compound, right?
Yeah,
You know what I'm trying to say? To the point where
yeah,
you have a big list one day.
yeah.
And then you can go ahead and say that, hey, look, the fifth guy, you're gonna follow up with everybody that's hot. And the sixth guy is me, and I'm gonna be closing these deals. And then now you built a freaking operating machine. You know, you built a whole full blown probate factory. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like then that's a nice system. And then you go ahead and every person you hire, you go ahead and make videos and onboarding procedures. So if one guy is like, slacking off, you'd be like, hey man, kick him the boot, you're out of here. Start looking for another person and slap that person in there, and just tell him, here's the videos, here's all the steps to do exactly what the last guy was doing. And now, boom, you just hired and fired like that. So everything needs to be a system,
Okay.
you know. All right, guys. I hope you guys learned a lot, and we're gonna get it kicked off. I hope you and Malachi got everything worked out. If not, get it popping, and I'm gonna help Malachi as much as I can, and let's get this thing off the road.
All
Yep.
right.
All right, guys. Have a great night. I'm gonna record I'm gonna have this recorded, posted all over again on the Zoom just in case you guys need to go through it again, because I know it was a lot of info. But needless to say, I hope you guys definitely enjoyed it. You guys have a blessed night, and talk to you guys soon.
All right.
Later, guys.
Yep.